Hello friends, today's topic is paranormal experience. Let's rant.
Okay, y'all, so I want to do a story time on my paranormal experience from the time I was 8 months pregnant up until my daughter was almost 2 years old. Now, bear with me, it is a very long story, so there will probably be many parts to this, actually. Let's just start at the beginning. I was 8 months pregnant. I had moved in to my first home, and this home was in the South Bend area. And, at first it looked like a pretty great home. I was super excited to be able to set up my daughter's room and to be able to do all these things that I could not do while living in my mother's house, because my mom has 7 kids and there was really no space for an extra child. So we move in, everything is great, and I guess for the first few nights, anybody who knows, if you move, it's kind of hard to sleep. You're in a new space and it is very much different from where you were before. Anyways, so the first few nights I felt like that was kind of normal, but after months of this continuing, I started realizing that I would stay up until 12, and at first I'm thinking maybe this is just because I'm uncomfortable. I'm very much big and pregnant, and you feel like you're being suffocated 98% of the time. Eventually, I started going to sleep around 12, and I started waking up at 3 o'clock on the dot, no later. When I would wake up at these times, I would always feel like somebody was watching me, just standing outside of our bedroom door. And I would always turn my flash on and shine it over there. And I kind of worry myself, oh my gosh, what if we're in a dangerous spot and all this is happening? What if somebody's coming in and out? Well, at that time we were still moving stuff in, so we weren't fully moved in, but we were slowly, gradually getting stuff in. And one day we leave because we're going to get more stuff to bring back, and we made sure all the windows and doors were locked, but we get back. And this is broad daylight, and there is a footprint. And when I tell you there is this footprint from my daughter's room, mind you, this window is now cracked about that much open. There is a footprint, and the toes are so big that they're bigger than this circle right here. And these are clear as day footprints, but they don't look like a normal human footprint. And I'm like, what the heck? But as the feet are walking, because I'm looking at these feet print and I'm following wherever they were going, the toes start to thin out to a point. So now it is that. Super weird. And they have went from that bedroom, so it is our bedroom, my daughter's bedroom, the bathroom. From her bedroom, they went through the living room, up into the kitchen, and they stopped at the top of the basement stairs. So, of course, me being super paranoid and what the fuck, I take a picture. I took a couple pictures, obviously, and I send them to the landlord, and I'm like, hey, has anybody been coming in and out of the house? This is very weird, and if so, I'd like to know, because I don't like that. I have my personal stuff in here. I have all of this stuff we have gotten my daughter, and TVs, we just have a lot of stuff in here already, and I want to be made aware if somebody is coming in and out before something goes missing. She shoots me a text back, and it's no, nobody has been there. None of my workers have been there, And I'm like, okay, super weird, but maybe we should change the locks just in case. So we did that. Fast forward. So now it's about a month before I have my daughter. Well, no, I wouldn't say a month, but a few weeks before I have my daughter. And I'm trying to sleep. And every time I go to sleep, I have this crazy dream of this lady. She is white. She has black shoulder-length hair. And she's in all white. And she is trying to cut my daughter out of my stomach. And after she completes doing so, she takes my daughter, and at that point, that is when I would wake up. And this dream was on repeat for weeks after week after week. So at this point, I'm growing, like, super worried, super scared, like something's not right about this house. And I keep telling my sisters, I'm telling my partner, I'm like, something is not right. I keep having the same dream. And the fact that I can remember this dream is telling me it's not really a dream. If you get what I'm saying, I have always believed that if you can remember a dream, it wasn't really just a dream. So at this point, I'm growing, super scared, super worried, and I'm like, I don't know if this is the right place for me or for my child, but at this point, I am scared. Like, I am terrified. So that continues, and then eventually, like right before I had my daughter, I started having the times where I would be up because I was super uncomfortable, and I'd be on my phone just, scrolling TikTok or on Facebook, and out of nowhere, I would hear kids running up and down the basement steps and through the living room. So at that time, I had my brother living with me, and he was, I want to say, 10? I think he was 10. And I would get up, and I'd be like, what the fuck? It is now 3 a.m, and why are you running through the house laughing? Mind you, there was no other kids for him to play with, so it was very odd. So I'd get up, and I'd walk out into the dark with my flash on, and he would be asleep. He would either sleep on the couch or in the room that would be my daughter's room when she came. And normally he was asleep on the couch. And when I say asleep, I mean snoring, drooling, dog dead, tired, sleep. So then I started getting like, what the fuck is this? What am I hearing? Anyways, you'll have to follow me for part 2. This is getting kind of long. So if you want more of the story time, just comment down below and I will get to it.
Crazy story, right? What do you think? Comment down below, and thank you for watching. Until next time.